From its early days as a vast and untamed frontier, a landscape of immense natural diversity spanning from verdant pine forests in the east to arid desert plains in the west, Texas has undergone a remarkable transformation over centuries to emerge as one of the preeminent agricultural powerhouses within the United States. This evolution from a wilderness to a highly productive agricultural heartland represents a profound interplay of ecological adaptation, human ingenuity, and economic forces. The sheer scale and scope of agricultural operations across the Lone Star State are staggering, underpinning a substantial portion of the national food supply chain and contributing significantly to the state's economic vitality. This comprehensive exploration delves into the multifaceted dimensions of Texas agriculture, examining its historical trajectory, current operational paradigms, economic contributions, and the intricate challenges and innovations shaping its future. Strategically positioned in the southern United States, Texas benefits from a diverse range of climatic zones and soil types, enabling a broad spectrum of agricultural activities. The state encompasses an extraordinary agricultural land base extending to over 51.3 million hectares. This colossal footprint alone accounts for an impressive 14.1% of the total agricultural land across the entire nation, highlighting Texas's indispensable role in American farming and ranching. The economic output generated by this expansive sector is equally impressive. In recent years, Texas agriculture has consistently demonstrated its robust financial contribution. For instance, the total cash receipts for Texas agricultural products reached approximately $31.8 billion in 2022, a figure that underscores the sector's immense economic weight and its dynamic responsiveness to market demands. While specific projections for 2024 are subject to various market fluctuations, early indicators and historical trends suggest a continued strong performance, with the livestock and crop sectors collectively driving substantial revenue streams. The most valuable agricultural commodities produced within the state are predominantly anchored in its robust animal agriculture sector, including cattle and calves, dairy products, and broiler chickens, which collectively form the bedrock of its agricultural economy. Beyond its direct financial contributions, the agricultural sector in Texas functions as a powerful engine of employment, generating a substantial number of jobs across diverse segments of the economy. An estimated 1 in every 7 workers in Texas finds employment directly or indirectly within the agricultural value chain. This encompasses a vast array of roles, from the primary producers on farms and ranches to those engaged in agricultural research, processing, distribution, and retail, illustrating the profound ripple effect of the industry throughout the state's labor market. This widespread employment impact underscores agriculture's foundational importance, not just as a producer of food and fiber, but as a critical pillar of social and economic stability in rural and ex-urban communities across Texas. Historically, the trajectory of Texas agriculture underwent a significant shift with the arrival of European settlers. These early pioneers introduced Old World livestock species such as pigs, goats, sheep, and, most notably, cattle, fundamentally altering the existing ecological and economic landscape. The vast, seemingly endless prairies and rangelands of Texas, comprising approximately 70% of the state's total agricultural area, proved to be an exceptionally fertile ground for the development of extensive livestock operations. This natural endowment, characterized by abundant grazing resources and a climate generally conducive to animal husbandry, rapidly facilitated the emergence of large-scale ranching and farming models. The open range system, prevalent in the 19th century, allowed for the significant expansion of cattle herds, establishing Texas's enduring legacy as a premier cattle-raising state. Over time, these rudimentary ranching practices evolved into more sophisticated and integrated agricultural systems, driven by advancements in breeding, feed management, and animal health, further cementing the livestock sector's dominance. Today, Texas stands as the leading state in the nation in terms of the sheer number of agricultural operations, boasting approximately 247,000 farms and ranches. This impressive figure represents about 12.3% of the total farms throughout the United States. A remarkable characteristic of this extensive agricultural landscape is that 97% of these operations are classified as family farms. This statistic is profoundly significant, highlighting a deeply ingrained tradition of generational stewardship and an economic structure that prioritizes independent, often multi-generational ownership. These family-owned enterprises, ranging from sprawling cattle ranches to intensive dairy operations and specialized crop farms, are the lifeblood of rural Texas. They operate with a unique blend of traditional knowledge passed down through generations and an increasing adoption of modern agricultural technologies, striving for efficiency and sustainability in a competitive global market. The continued prevalence of family farms underscores a commitment to agrarian lifestyles and community cohesion, often navigating complex economic pressures with resilience and adaptability. Consider, for instance, a typical day on a family-owned dairy farm in Texas. The routine is meticulous and demanding, requiring unwavering dedication from the farmers. The nutritional regimen for dairy cattle is precise and critical for milk production and animal health. A single dairy cow can consume an average of 45 kilograms of feed, a carefully balanced mixture of grains, hay, silage, and nutritional supplements within a 24-hour period. This substantial intake necessitates multiple feeding cycles throughout the day, often facilitated by automated feeding systems, but ultimately managed and monitored by the farmer. Beyond sustenance, consistent access to clean water is paramount. Farmers must regularly inspect and maintain watering troughs, as a lactating cow can drink an astonishing volume, equivalent to a full bathtub of water in a single day. Dehydration can severely impact milk production and animal welfare, making water management a critical daily task. The comfort and health of dairy cows are also central to the farming operation. Regular milking, typically twice a day, is essential for the cow's physiological well-being and for maximizing milk yield. Modern dairy farms often employ sophisticated milking parlors equipped with automated milking machines that attach to the cow's udders, gently extracting milk with precision and efficiency. These systems are designed to minimize stress on the animals and ensure hygienic collection. Concurrently, maintaining impeccable hygiene within the barns and milking facilities is non-negotiable. Stalls must be cleaned frequently to prevent the accumulation of waste, which can harbor pathogens and compromise animal health. The collective efforts of these dedicated farmers manifest in remarkable production figures. In 2024, Texas's dairy sector achieved an estimated milk production of 7.7 billion kilograms. This impressive output is not an anomaly, but reflects a significant growth trajectory, with milk production having increased by a robust 65.2% over the preceding decade. This growth is attributable to advancements in genetic breeding, improved nutritional practices, enhanced animal welfare standards, and the adoption of technological innovations that boost efficiency while ensuring milk quality and safety. The Texas dairy industry, therefore, stands as a testament to strategic investment and persistent effort, positioning the state as a critical contributor to the national dairy supply. Beyond its prominent role in beef and dairy cattle production, Texas also distinguishes itself as one of the leading states in the nation for goat farming. This specialized segment of the livestock industry is surprisingly robust, with the total population of goats in the state numbering an impressive 786,000 head. The versatility of goats makes them a valuable agricultural asset, as they are raised for a tripartite purpose: milk, meat, and even fiber, wool. Goat milk, known for its distinct flavor and digestibility, serves a niche but growing market, while goat meat, often referred to as chivan or cabrito, is a staple in many cultural cuisines and is increasingly popular among consumers seeking leaner protein alternatives. Certain breeds, such as Angora goats, are specifically raised for their luxurious mohair, a high-value fiber used in textiles. This diversification of purpose adds to the economic resilience of Texas goat producers. Notably, Mills County, nestled in the heart of Texas, proudly bears the unofficial title of the goat meat capital of America, a testament to the concentrated and culturally significant presence of goat farming in that region. This designation highlights not only the volume of production, but also the specialized knowledge and community infrastructure dedicated to the industry. The daily routine for goat farmers often begins with releasing their herds to pasture freely, allowing the animals to graze on natural vegetation. This practice, while cost-effective and beneficial for animal welfare, comes with inherent challenges, primarily the omnipresent threat of predators. In the vast and often rugged landscapes of Texas, native predators such as coyotes, Canis latrans, pose a constant danger to goat herds, capable of inflicting significant losses if not adequately managed. Coyotes, adaptable and opportunistic hunters, are always on the prowl, looking for vulnerabilities in the herd's defense. Therefore, a critical component of livestock management for goat farmers involves sophisticated predator deterrent strategies. A highly effective and widely adopted method is the deployment of livestock guardian dogs, LGDs. Breeds such as Great Pyrenees, Anatolian Shepherds, and Akbash dogs are specifically selected for their inherent protective instincts and their ability to integrate seamlessly with the livestock. These dogs are raised with the herd from a young age, imprinting on the goats and developing a strong bond. Upon detecting a threat, LGDs do not typically chase or kill predators. Instead, they employ a range of defensive behaviors. This includes loud, persistent barking to alert the farmer and intimidate the predator, as well as forming a physical barrier around the herd. Their sheer size and presence are often sufficient to deter coyotes, effectively guiding the goats to a safer location and providing a steadfast shield against predatory attacks. This symbiotic relationship between livestock and guardian dogs exemplifies a sustainable and humane approach to predator control, minimizing losses and contributing to the economic viability of goat farming in Texas. Beyond traditional cattle and goat operations, the poultry industry constitutes another substantial pillar of Texas agriculture, particularly in the production of broiler chickens. This sector is characterized by its high volume, efficiency, and significant contribution to the state's agricultural revenue. In 2024, the total production of broiler chickens in Texas was estimated at an astounding 9.33 billion birds. This figure represents a slight but meaningful increase over the previous year, signaling a robust and expanding market for poultry products. The broiler industry operates on a highly industrialized and integrated model designed for maximum efficiency in meat production. To ensure optimal meat quality and rapid growth rates, broiler chickens are typically raised in climate-controlled facilities and fed specially formulated industrial feed, which is carefully calibrated to meet their specific nutritional requirements at different stages of growth. From hatching, these birds are brought to market weight remarkably quickly, usually within a time frame of 5 to 9 weeks, at which point they typically weigh between 2 to 3.5 kilograms. This rapid growth cycle is a testament to selective breeding, advanced nutritional science, and meticulous farm management. Upon reaching market weight, the chickens are efficiently transported to slaughterhouses, where they undergo processing in highly hygienic and controlled environments. These facilities adhere to stringent food safety regulations, employing advanced automation to ensure the humane handling of animals and the production of safe, high-quality poultry products for consumers. However, while broiler production has shown an upward trend, the production of eggs in Texas has faced significant headwinds, demonstrating a contrasting trajectory. The total number of eggs produced in 2024 was estimated at 109 billion, representing a noticeable decline compared to 2023. This apparent paradox, an increase in broiler numbers juxtaposed with a decrease in egg production, is directly attributable to a serious and persistent challenge: the recurrent recurrent outbreaks of highly pathogenic avian influenza, or bird flu. This devastating viral disease has plagued the poultry industry for approximately 3 consecutive years, causing widespread culling of laying hens and severe disruptions to the egg supply chain. The economic impact of HPA outbreaks is profound, leading to significant financial losses for farmers, increased egg prices for consumers, and substantial disruptions in domestic and international trade. A stark illustration of this challenge occurred in 2024 when Cal-Maine Foods, a prominent producer of fresh eggs in the United States, was compelled to suspend production at one of its major facilities in Texas. This drastic measure was taken following the confirmed detection of the avian influenza virus within its flocks. The immediate and necessary response to contain the spread of the disease involved the depopulation of a massive number of birds. Approximately 1.6 million laying hens and 337,000 pullets, young chickens destined to become layers, were culled. This incident underscores the extreme vulnerability of laying hen operations to HPAI. Laying hens have a much longer productive life cycle, often spanning several years, making them more susceptible to prolonged exposure and transmission risks during outbreaks. In contrast, broiler chickens, which are raised primarily for meat and processed at a young age, typically 5 to 7 weeks, have a significantly shorter exposure window and thus tend to be less affected by the outbreaks of the disease. Their rapid turnover rates act as a natural buffer against long-term viral persistence within a single flock. In response to the persistent threat of avian influenza, both governmental agricultural agencies and individual farmers in Texas have implemented a comprehensive array of biosecurity measures. These protocols are designed to prevent the introduction and spread of the virus, safeguarding poultry flocks and ensuring food safety. Key measures include strict control over access to farm premises, with personnel and visitors often required to undergo decontamination procedures. Furthermore, meticulous cleaning and disinfection protocols are enforced for all equipment and vehicles entering and exiting farms, serving as critical barriers to viral transmission. For example, transport vehicles for feed, birds, or eggs are thoroughly washed and disinfected before and after their routes, preventing the mechanical transfer of the virus between sites. Enhanced surveillance programs are also in place to rapidly detect any signs of the disease, allowing for swift containment actions. These rigorous biosecurity practices, coupled with ongoing research into vaccine development and genetic resistance, represent a concerted effort to mitigate the economic and social impact of avian influenza on the vital Texas poultry industry, ensuring the continued availability of poultry products for consumers. As of early 2024, Texas's extensive livestock sector included a total cattle population of approximately 12 million head, solidifying its position as the undisputed leader in cattle numbers nationwide. Managing such a vast herd requires sophisticated agricultural infrastructure and extensive land management. Crucially, successful cattle operations, whether for beef or dairy, are inextricably linked to the availability and quality of forage. Therefore, farms and ranches across the state cannot operate effectively without dedicating significant portions of their land to the cultivation of various forage crops. These dedicated fields provide the essential feedstuffs, primarily in the form of hay, silage, and grazed pastures that sustain the immense cattle population throughout the year. The symbiotic relationship between livestock production and forage cultivation highlights the integrated nature of Texas agriculture, where crop and animal agriculture are often interdependent, forming a cohesive and resilient food production system. This reliance on cultivated and managed forage underscores the strategic importance of crop farming, which, while distinct, is deeply intertwined with the prosperity of the state's livestock sector. In stark contrast to the historical trajectory of Texas's livestock industry, which was significantly shaped by European introductions, crop agriculture boasts an indigenous history that predates the arrival of European explorers and settlers by millennia. The native peoples of Texas had developed sophisticated agricultural systems long before the continent's colonization. In the fertile river valleys and woodland areas of East Texas, the Caddo tribes, for instance, were adept cultivators of the three sisters: maize, corn, and squash. This polycultural system, a hallmark of many indigenous agricultural practices, not only provided a balanced diet, but also fostered ecological synergy, with each crop supporting the growth of the others. Further west, in the arid and semi-arid regions, the Pueblo tribes were renowned for their advanced agricultural techniques. They not only cultivated essential food crops, but also developed the expertise to grow cotton, which they used to weave intricate textiles for clothing and trade. Critically, these communities also engineered and maintained intricate irrigation systems, a monumental feat of engineering given the challenging environment. These systems, often involving canals and diversion dams, efficiently channeled precious water from rivers and seasonal streams to nourish their dry fields, demonstrating a profound understanding of hydraulic principles and sustainable resource management in an unforgiving landscape. This historical legacy of sophisticated crop cultivation laid a foundational understanding of the land's potential, which later generations of farmers would build upon, integrating new crops and technologies. One of the most extensively cultivated crops across Texas today, reflecting its fundamental role in supporting the dominant livestock industry, is forage, particularly hay. Hay production is not merely an auxiliary activity, but a central pillar of the state's agricultural economy. This common and essential feedstuff provides critical nutrition for a wide array of livestock, including cattle, goats, and sheep, especially during periods of drought or winter when natural pasture grazing is limited. Texas is currently the leading state producer of hay in the nation, a testament to its vast rangelands and dedicated agricultural practices. The economic significance of hay is substantial. In 2024, the revenue generated from hay production was projected to reach an impressive $4.94 billion, underscoring its immense market value and its critical contribution to the overall agricultural gross domestic product. The process of hay production is meticulously timed and increasingly mechanized. Hay is typically harvested on clear, sunny days to ensure optimal drying, a crucial step in preventing spoilage and preserving its nutritional value. Modern agricultural machinery, including specialized mowers, rakes, and balers, has revolutionized this process, allowing for efficient and large-scale operations. Once cut and dried, the hay is mechanically pressed into large, compact bales, typically round or square, which are then wrapped or tied for protection. This baling process significantly facilitates both transportation and storage, optimizing logistical efficiency and minimizing waste. The strategic management of hay production, from selecting appropriate forage species to implementing precision harvesting techniques, is paramount for the economic viability of countless livestock operations across Texas, ensuring a consistent and high-quality feed supply. Another immensely significant crop in Texas is corn, maize, cultivated primarily for grain, silage, and increasingly for ethanol production. However, in recent years, corn farmers have grappled with a formidable challenge: persistent and often severe drought conditions. The cultivation of corn is inherently water-intensive, particularly during critical growth stages. The amount of irrigation water required for corn can range from 53 to 71 centimeters, approximately 21 to 28 inches, over the entire growing season, depending on soil type, climate, and variety. The impact of drought on Texas agriculture is exacerbated by the sheer scale of affected land. Currently, an alarming 34% of Texas's total land area, encompassing roughly 233,000 square kilometers, about 90,000 square miles, is experiencing some level of drought. This widespread water scarcity has directly impacted corn yields. As a result, corn production in 2024 reached only an estimated 5.3 million tons, representing a significant decline of approximately 1.4 million tons compared to the previous year. This substantial reduction not only affects individual farm incomes, but also has ripple effects throughout the agricultural supply chain, influencing feed prices for livestock and the availability of corn-derived products. Faced with such persistent hydrological challenges, Texas agricultural researchers and farmers have actively sought and adopted more drought-tolerant crop varieties and alternative crops that require less water. Among these, sorghum bicolor, has emerged as a particularly promising solution. Sorghum is an exceptionally resilient crop, renowned for its ability to thrive in arid and semi-arid conditions where corn would struggle. It is relatively easy to cultivate, requires significantly less irrigation than corn, and can be efficiently harvested using much of the same machinery. This makes it an economically viable and environmentally sustainable alternative for many Texas farmers. The harvesting of sorghum exemplifies the integration of advanced agricultural technology. Modern combine harvesters are at the forefront of this efficiency. As the machine smoothly glides through the rows of mature sorghum plants, specialized header attachments, equipped with precision blades, rapidly cut the grain-bearing heads from the stalks. Immediately thereafter, the harvested sorghum heads are fed into an internal, automated processing system within the combine. Here, the sorghum grains are threshed, separated from the stalks and chaff, then meticulously cleaned through a series of sieves and blowers. The cleaned grains are then transferred to a large storage compartment, or grain tank, located atop the machine. Once this compartment reaches its capacity, the combine's auger system efficiently transfers the harvested grains into a waiting grain cart or trailer, which typically runs parallel to the combine, minimizing stops and maximizing field efficiency. This seamless process ensures that large volumes of sorghum can be harvested quickly and effectively, providing a crucial feed grain and an adaptable cash crop in an increasingly water-stressed agricultural environment. Beyond livestock forage and feed grains, Texas also holds the distinction of being the foremost cotton-producing state in the United States. Cotton, Gossypium hirsutum, often referred to as white gold, has a deep historical and economic significance in Texas, dating back to the 19th century. The state's vast, fertile plains and favorable climate, particularly in regions like the High Plains and the Coastal Belt, are ideally suited for cotton cultivation. Recent trends indicate a robust expansion in the sector, with the planted area dedicated to cotton increasing by an estimated 163,500 hectares, approximately 404,000 acres. Correspondingly, production is projected to rise significantly, with an anticipated increase of 309,000 bales. A bale typically weighs around 227 kilograms or 500 pounds. This expansion underscores the continued economic importance of cotton as a major agricultural export and a foundational commodity for the textile industry. Achieving the pristine white fields of mature cotton requires a multi-month cultivation process characterized by precise timing and rigorous agricultural practices. The initial phase involves thorough soil preparation, typically through plowing or tilling, which serves to break up compacted soil, improve aeration, and, crucially, disrupt the life cycles of insect eggs and plant pathogens that could otherwise compromise the crop. Following this, organic fertilizers are often applied to enrich the soil with essential nutrients, promoting healthy plant growth. Modern pneumatic or precision planters are then used to sow the cotton seeds with optimal spacing and depth, ensuring uniform emergence and maximizing yield potential. While cotton is often perceived as a water-intensive crop, it is surprisingly drought-tolerant compared to many other field crops, especially after establishment. Farmers typically irrigate cotton fields about twice a week, a less frequent schedule than corn, depending on rainfall and soil moisture levels. The entire growth cycle, from planting the seed to harvesting the mature cotton bolls, generally spans approximately 165 days. The final stage, harvesting, is almost entirely mechanized, utilizing advanced cotton pickers or strippers. These machines efficiently gather the cotton bolls while leaving the plant stalks, further enhancing efficiency and productivity on a large scale. The journey of cotton from seed to bale exemplifies a blend of traditional knowledge and cutting-edge agricultural technology, maintaining Texas's leadership in this vital global commodity. In the realm of vegetable production, Texas agriculture showcases a diverse portfolio of crops, each contributing significantly to the state's economic output and food supply. Among these, onions stand out as a particularly important crop, cultivated primarily in the distinct geographical regions of the lower Rio Grande Valley and the High Plains. These regions offer unique soil compositions and climatic conditions that are ideal for producing high-quality onions. The total annual production value from onions alone is estimated at approximately $90 million, underscoring its significant market presence and the specialized expertise involved in its cultivation. Another major agricultural product extensively grown in Texas is potatoes. This staple crop generates substantial revenue, contributing an impressive $112.85 million to the state's agricultural economy. Potatoes are a versatile crop, serving both the fresh market and processed food industries, thus ensuring consistent demand. Furthermore, spinach is widely cultivated across Texas, occupying an area of more than 1,214 hectares, approximately 3,000 acres. This leafy green vegetable, prized for its nutritional value, generates an annual value of around $12.39 million. A common and defining characteristic of these vegetable crops, onions, potatoes, and spinach, is their amenability to mechanized harvesting. The adoption of modern harvesting machinery has been a transformative factor in these sectors. For instance, specialized potato harvesters can efficiently dig, separate, and load potatoes with minimal manual labor, dramatically reducing the time and effort required. Similarly, onion harvesters can lift, top, and convey onions, while spinach and other leafy greens are harvested by highly efficient cutting machines. This widespread mechanization significantly boosts overall productivity, enabling larger volumes to be processed more quickly and with greater consistency. Crucially, it also addresses the persistent challenge of labor costs and availability, allowing farms to operate more efficiently and competitively in the global market. The ability to mechanize these operations is a key driver of profitability and scalability for Texas vegetable farmers, solidifying their position in national supply chains. When considering fruit cultivation in Texas, the lower Rio Grande Valley consistently emerges as a distinguished and fertile region, renowned especially for its production of grapefruits and other citrus fruits. The subtropical climate, rich alluvial soils, and abundant irrigation resources in this valley create an ideal environment for these sun-loving crops. The Texas grapefruit, particularly the ruby red variety, has achieved international acclaim for its distinctive sweetness and vibrant color. However, unlike many field crops or vegetables, the harvesting of these delicate fruit crops continues to rely heavily on manual labor. The precise and careful handling required to prevent bruising and ensure quality necessitates human hands. Workers meticulously pick each ripe fruit by hand, placing them into specialized baskets or bags. These individual collections are then carefully transferred into larger bins or containers, which are subsequently transported to processing facilities for sorting, packing, and distribution. A significant demographic within this labor-intensive sector comprises immigrant workers, predominantly from Mexico and Central American countries, including some from South America, like Brazil. These individuals form the backbone of the fruit harvesting workforce, often performing arduous tasks under challenging conditions. They toil for long hours beneath the scorching Texas sun, enduring physically demanding work to bring the harvest to market. Despite the essential nature of their contribution, these workers frequently face significant socioeconomic vulnerabilities. The compensation for their labor can be comparatively low, often structured on a piece rate system. For example, workers might receive around $50, based on an approximate conversion of the original R257 to USD for 453 kilograms, for every 1,000 pounds of oranges picked, a rate that, while seeming substantial per unit, translates to a modest daily wage given the intensive labor involved. Furthermore, many of these workers lack legal documentation, which can leave them without the protections afforded by official nationality or access to basic benefits like health insurance and Social Security. This precarity highlights a critical ethical and economic dilemma within the agricultural system: the reliance on a vulnerable workforce to produce the food that sustains the entire nation. Indeed, one of the most profound and persistent challenges confronting Texas agriculture and the broader U.S. agricultural sector is the escalating scarcity of agricultural labor. This issue is multifaceted, stemming from both demographic shifts and policy decisions. Estimates suggest that a significant proportion, potentially up to 42%, of the agricultural workforce in the United States consists of undocumented workers. This reliance on an informal labor pool renders the sector highly sensitive to changes in immigration policy. For instance, the stricter immigration enforcement policies implemented under previous administrations, such as the Trump administration, demonstrably contributed to a tightening of the labor supply. Increased border security, raids, and a general climate of fear deterred many potential workers from entering or remaining in the agricultural workforce, exacerbating pre-existing labor shortages and pushing up operational costs for farmers. The H-2A visa program, designed to bring temporary agricultural workers into the country, offers some relief, but often struggles to meet the full demand due to bureaucratic complexities, rising costs for employers, and limited availability. Moreover, while technological advancements have introduced numerous types of machinery to agriculture, it remains a critical reality that not all vegetables and fruits can be efficiently or effectively harvested by machines. Crops requiring delicate handling, selective picking based on ripeness, or growing in heterogeneous environments still largely depend on manual labor. The economic feasibility of mechanization is also a significant barrier. Given that the vast majority of farms in Texas are small to medium-sized family-owned operations, many lack the substantial financial capital required to invest in expensive, state-of-the-art modern machinery. The high upfront costs of advanced automated systems, coupled with the need for specialized training and maintenance, often make these technologies inaccessible for smaller producers, thus perpetuating their reliance on human labor. This economic constraint ensures that the labor issue will remain a complex challenge for the foreseeable future. Against the backdrop of these acute pressures, labor scarcity, climate variability, and evolving market demands, food security has emerged as a paramount concern for Texas. Projections indicate that the state's population is expected to surge to nearly 50 million people by 2050, representing a significant increase in demand for food, fiber, and fuel. In this context, farmers and ranchers across Texas will continue to play an absolutely essential role, bearing the primary responsibility for ensuring the provision of accessible, affordable, and nutritious food for all residents of the state. This future demand underscores the urgent need for resilient, sustainable, and innovative agricultural practices that can meet the needs of a growing population while conserving natural resources. To proactively address these multifaceted challenges and secure the future of its agricultural sector, Texas has strategically invested in and developed robust vocational agricultural education programs. These initiatives are designed with a clear objective: to cultivate and train a new, highly skilled workforce equipped to navigate the complexities of the entire agricultural production system. The curriculum within these programs is intentionally diverse and comprehensive, covering a broad spectrum of practical and theoretical knowledge. Students gain hands-on experience in the operation and maintenance of modern farm machinery, learning to leverage technology for precision agriculture. They also delve into specialized areas such as meat processing, understanding the entire value chain from farm to consumer. Furthermore, training extends to fields like agribusiness management, sustainable land management, and even agricultural landscaping, reflecting the broad applicability of agricultural knowledge in today's economy. These programs are pivotal in ensuring that the next generation of agricultural professionals is not only proficient in traditional farming techniques, but also adept at applying cutting-edge science and technology. In 2024 alone, nearly 2,600 dedicated agriculture teachers actively participated in these programs, serving as mentors and educators. Their crucial role involves inspiring young minds, imparting essential skills, and preparing the incoming generation of farmers, ranchers, and agribusiness leaders to innovate, adapt, and sustain the vital agricultural heritage and future of Texas. This commitment to education represents a forward-thinking strategy to build human capital, foster innovation, and ensure the long-term resilience and prosperity of Texas agriculture in an ever-changing world.